In this video, I'll show you the power of our thoughts and the role that it plays in our stress levels. In my last video, I talked about problem solving as a way to nip the stressor in the bud and decrease or even eliminate the stressor. Now, let's talk about our thoughts and ways to control our thoughts. If there's nothing you can do about the stressor, or you've done all that you can but the stressor is still there, there's always something you can do about your thoughts, which influence your emotions, which influence your physical reaction, which then over time influences health consequences. I don't think that many people realize the power that their thoughts have on both their body and mind. Here are a couple of good quotes about the power of thoughts. Handle them carefully, for words have more power than atom bombs. The tongue has no bones, but is strong enough to break a heart, so be careful with your words. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Words have the power to both destroy and heal. So some of these quotes pertain to the potentially damaging effects that words might have on others, but what about what we say to ourselves? Self-talk is just that. It's what you say to yourself all day. In a 2013 study in the Netherlands, scientists watched women with anorexia walk through doorways in a lab. I think they were kind of narrow doorways. The women would turn sideways to walk through the doorways, even though there was plenty of room. The researchers said that their internal representation of their body is that it's much bigger than it actually is. Neuroscientists are still trying to understand exactly how this misperception works. What we say to ourselves affects the way we see ourselves. In one study, subjects who were told that there were benefits to immersing their hands in ice-cold water did not feel the pain to the same extent as those who were told that it was bad for them. A 53-year-old man in Tokyo, Japan, suddenly fell to the ground after being assaulted by two younger men. He actually died, but he did not die from wounds from the fight, but from the stress of being in a fight. There was no physical reason that they could find as to why he died. So our thoughts definitely affect our stress levels. But what about building up emotional resilience? Learning to constantly see the glass as half full rather than half empty improves our emotional well-being, which thereby improves our ability to tolerate and handle stress. Here's an example that illustrates the glass is half full concept. There once was a woman who woke up one morning, looked in the mirror, and saw that she had only 3 hairs left on her head. Well, she said, I think I'll braid my hair today. So she did and had a wonderful day. The next day she woke up, looked in the mirror, and saw that she had only 2 hairs on her head, and she said, I think I'll part my hair down the middle today. So she did, and she had a grand day. The next day she woke up, looked in the mirror, and noticed that she only had 1 hair on her head. So she said, I'm going to wear my hair in a ponytail today. So she did, and she had a fun day. The next day she woke up, looked in the mirror, and noticed there wasn't a single hair left on her head. She exclaimed, Yay! I don't have to fix my hair today. One of the easiest and fastest ways to snap out of it is to use a power phrase. A power phrase is a short go-to statement that helps alter your perception in a way that blocks or intercepts the stress response and helps you deal with the stressor. These are power phrases submitted by former students in my stress management classes. It's important to choose something that resonates with you and fits the stressor or is appropriate based on what you're experiencing. One of the most powerful power phrases is it could be worse. I personally like this one, but it might not work well for everyone. Some people think it could be worse, so they think it might be worse, and they stress even more. But using the phrase it could be worse is an expression used to acknowledge a bad situation while also highlighting that a more terrible outcome was possible, which elicits gratitude and perspective. Here's an accident report that was submitted by a bricklayer. I think this is a true story. My supervisor asked me to bring down some excess bricks from the 3rd floor, so I rigged a beam and pulley, hoisted up a barrel, and tied it in place. After filling the barrel with bricks, I returned to the ground and untied the rope, intending to lower the barrel to the ground. Unfortunately, I misjudged the weight of the bricks. As the barrel started down, it jerked me off the ground so fast and so far, I was unable to let go. On the way up, I met the barrel coming down and received a severe blow on the shoulder. I then continued to the top, banging my head against the beam, getting my fingers jammed in the pulley. When the barrel hit the ground, it burst its bottom, allowing the bricks to spill out. I was not heavier than the barrel, and so I started down again at high speed. Halfway down, I met the barrel coming up and received severe injuries to my shins. When I hit the ground, I landed on the bricks, getting painful cuts from the sharp edges. At this point, I must have lost my presence of mind because I let go of the line. The barrel came down, giving me another blow on the head and putting me in the hospital. So if you're having a bad day, think of this poor bricklayer and how your day could be worse. Thoughts are super powerful. They can help us or hinder us. Controlling them is an incredibly important coping strategy. Let's talk about this thing called time and how to manage it in my next video.